Okay, today in this video, I'm going to tell you how to protect yourself of what is happening, what is to come, what that is. Now, I'm going to have all kinds of videos that are really going to talk about what we're in right now, because we're in it big time. So watch for those videos, because as you know, I actually predicted certain things were going to happen. Now, I didn't say what those things were because nobody can know. When we go into crisis, that's one thing. What that crisis is in our control. So I want to talk to you about that today because I want to give you specific things to protect yourself as we go through this. This is going to be critical for you. It's probably not what you think it's going to be. So get ready. Let's do it. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears, live an amazing life despite what's going on. Yeah, stuff's going on. We are in the thick of it. What is this? I'm going to have whole videos on what it is, what you can expect for the future. And right now, I want to talk about how you protect yourself in the midst of all this. Let's start with one thing. Your energy field is a choice. Your frequency is your choice. Nothing out there controls that. Nothing out there controls your energy field, your frequency. How is that? Because you get to choose if you go into fear or have certain thoughts about what that is, and then you lower your frequency. Nobody makes you feel anything. You make me feel whatever. No, you're making you feel a certain way. This is going to be the biggest test of your life and mine. We're all in it together. We are a collective. So through the collective, things are happening out there that, in my opinion, are good. Because shakeups are very uncomfortable, but they also are an indication of great change, right? Great change. And the split into the new earth. That's what's happening out there. Now, how do you protect yourself? You have to be on it every moment. What are you exposing yourself to? What energy fields, frequencies am I hanging out with? Number one. What energy fields, what frequencies am I hanging out with? All right. Now, if they're of a lower frequency and you continue to stay in that, chances are that you're the lower frequency and you're attracted to that, and you attract it. You're actually not attracting anything. You're just shifting into it. You are on that frequency, right? I've talked about this constantly, that everything's just a frequency. The subject matter, the this, the that, the arguments are irrelevant. What's the frequency of that? So you can make super positive, impactful change by being on a super high frequency. You're going to handle and take action differently. All right? This is the year of expansion. I named this the year of expansion. Last year was transformation. Of course, we went through a huge one, and now we're expanding. Now is our opportunity to take all of the things that are dissolving and changing and expanding. Now, what you expand into is 100% going to determine what happens in your life right now. If you go to the new earth, or if you go to, you know what, in a handbasket. And that is a choice, and that's a story. That's self-creative too. What is my energy field? Exposure. What am I choosing to expose my energy field to? What's the frequency of that? All right. What are you listening to? What are you posting? What are you spewing? What are you believing? And what are you watching that you tell yourself you need to watch that you really don't? That is creating fear in your life, that is usually not even real stuff. It's meant to create fear. So I want you to know there's huge manipulation going on, always has been. And if you are going into those spaces, you are totally allowing yourself to be manipulated, because no one of the light would expose you to something to create fear. They won't be, wearing blinders, but the light beings will never create separation, anxiety, or fear. And if they're saying anything that places you in a fear mode or anxiety or fear of the future or depression or anything at all, Not only have you chosen to listen to it, but you are now in that frequency. And so if it feels bad, why would you watch it? Why would you listen to it? Why would you believe it? Because reality is whatever you create. You are creating your own individual reality at every moment, and it's different to mine. Because we have different journeys, different agendas, different karma, all these other things that we're playing out, and everything is a test. There's neither right nor wrong. So those of you who say, but this is, and that's that, I'm saying, okay, go see how that feels. Are you going to be the higher light that is choosing the highest frequency with the best of intentions for the positive change and seeing what's going on out there, but not letting your frequency or your energy field get exposed to that? You can observe it. Observation is not participation. So the second thing is observation, not participation. All right? So what am I exposing my energy field to? What frequency is that? Shut it down. Shut it down. I don't watch anything. I didn't even know half the stuff that was going on. You're going to hear it anyways, right? Trust me. I have to know the news. Why? What is it you're learning, right? Half of it's made up crap meant to put fear in you and to create more problems. This is why certain people have been blocked off of certain social platforms. Why? They're using certain things to manipulate and put fear in people and cause lower frequency actions. By the way, I'm not talking about any one particular person. I'm talking about the platforms out there on the internet can be amazingly powerful and positive, or they can go into a space that creates havoc and chaos on the universe. And it is the universe on our planet because it goes out. If you guys saw my video on the Council of Nine, why are other councils and federations overseeing us? Because we're dangerous. And we go into that lower space, and what we do affects them. Otherwise, bye-bye. Blow yourselves up. We'll start from scratch next time. But we are one, and we are never separated. So if we create that here on this earth, let's just say, the concept or the idea that we're separate, that is the lowest frequency. So what are you exposing yourself to? What's the frequency? Are you observing without participating? All right? Are you choosing any separation? That's number 3. Is anything I'm doing, thinking, believing, any action, placing me in separation from another? I'm not talking about opinions, how you think things should be, or what you do or don't like. I'm talking about your actions, your beliefs, your thoughts. If you think that there's somebody else that is below you or wrong, you are in the lowest frequency of separation, because the one is not of separation. The one is one. It's not the one and then we're something else. The one is everything. So if you're creating self-created separation, sorry, that doesn't work. And that's what causes wars and all these other things that it's endless. There's always I'm right and you're wrong, and that just is a test to say it's not about the thing we're discussing. It's about how we work together as a community and collaborate. And that should never be negative. It should never be stressful. It should never be fearful. I'm going to say this over and over again. We are in the thick of it, and there's more to come. There's more to come. Now, I told you, if you did the work on yourself, if you took one of my courses, Breakthrough Fears, my most popular course, 5 stars, helping people to deal with this so that that no longer affects them anymore. It doesn't control them, let's put it that way. If you've done the work, I told you that this year you could loosen your seatbelt a little bit, because you're going to be prepared for some big changes and you're going to see them differently. You're not going to be in fear and saying this is bad. You're going to say, well, some stuff happens when there's change, and people will fight that. You know, there's going to be people that fight for what they believe in, whatever, and they'll do whatever it takes to create that separation. Observe it, don't judge it, but you must then go into the space of light and not separation. So number 3 is anything I'm doing taking me into separation? Is anything I'm doing taking me there? My thoughts, my judgment. So compassion and love, it's really difficult for us to go into that space when we see this out here that looks very nasty and dangerous to us. Again, you don't expose yourself to that energy. You have to come over here, separate yourself from it, observe it, and be the positive change. So number 4 is, what am I doing, believing, thinking, what are my actions that are creating positive change for all of us? That includes you. So when you go in awakened state, you affect the collective consciousness, and that's a really positive thing. What am I doing to create the positive change that is going to take us into the new earth? If you're not doing that, you're going to stay somewhere that you don't really want to be, and it's going to be very uncomfortable, and you're going to wonder what happened to the new earth while you're arguing with somebody about, whether to wear this or not. If you abide by these 4 things, your world will transform, and you will skate through this, and you're going to see it as the changing of the guard. In other words, the meek shall inherit the earth. What are the meek? They're not the ones arguing or posting things that are creating fear or chaos. They are the ones creating the positive change on the earth that is respectful of others and the planet, and everything they do has that goal in mind and nothing else. And you give and you shall receive. So if you're giving all that and giving that, you're creating that world, and you'll live in that world. You'll receive it because you'll be on that frequency with others who are on that frequency, whose top priority is the peace and love and the evolution of our planet into the new earth. Heaven on earth is possible, and we're in the midst of that. So we're on that roller coaster going up. Now stay tuned, because I have shared with you, I call them predictions, but no one person can predict anything. They can only give you a pulse, feel the pulse of what's going on right now, because it changes constantly according to our individual choices within the collective. So I can only prepare you like I have. I've been giving you predictions prior to every year, including what happened last year. I told you, get ready. It was going to be really a super challenging ride. We are in the midst, and watch my videos. And whenever I say predictions, I'm not going to tell you blow by blow things that happen, because no one can know that. But I will tell you what to prepare for. And we're going to have all kinds of really cool videos coming out to get you through this, so that you can actually see it as a very positive thing that you have agreed to participate in. And so I thank you for being here in the most challenging time on this planet, but one of the most amazing. All right, so come on over and take my monthly Miracle Circle. Every month we go live. There is power in numbers. So the Miracle Circle is just really my teachings, but you're live, you get to work with me. If you can't make the live one, you get to see the replays, you get the training on that subject matter, and a meditation. Meditation is going to be very important right now. Take my Breakthrough Fear course. I've got a huge discount on it that'll help you through this. It's unlimited for a whole year. So you can go in and just keep that energy, that frequency up. That's going to be important. You guys want to create new ways of earning and contributing to the world in the most powerful way, using the internet for positive. This is a free workshop that gives you information. I'm giving you all the tools, but you have to implement them, and got to stay on it. You can make it through this. You're going to be fine, because you're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.